here's a sample day of what the cross-train program looks like. This is actually one that we had the fitness do as well, so there's some days in the week that both programs will see the same exact program. So going through this, and I'm just going to walk you through, explain some modifications, some alternatives. So as we go through the warm-up, we got a 2-minute bike. We actually focused more on the C3. So C1 through 7 is bike cadences. So this is gears on the bike, and we've spent about 3 months really focusing, going bike-specific workouts 1 to 2 days a week, really honing in on being able to utilize, understand the bike a lot more. So this is something that is significant to being successful in our workouts. So we got 2 minutes being aware of ourselves on the bike so that we can relate it come time for the workout. 30-second hip wind-up stretch on each side, getting the hips ready and stretching the glutes for a lot of squat patterns today in both bilateral and unilateral. Then we got groiners to further open up the hip flexors, tabletop hold for 30 seconds, getting our wrists ready for the front rack hold. Front squat hold is something that is really important and not necessarily valued as much in many people's mind, but we want to be able to own the bottom of the squat hold so that when we do load it with weight, we're able to control it and be strong in the movement throughout your progression of putting heavier weight on the bar. Then we got up downs, getting our agility moving, going down to the plank position, popping back up in that transition, and then the bottom half burpees as well, getting those hips ready to, a little bit of pressing off the floor and getting the hips ready to pop up as well when it comes time for the workout. So we run through this, we get our bodies loose, and then we'll hit empty bar together, focusing on our tempo. And with this is the second week of this consecutive as we dive into front squats from not squatting for a few weeks as a strength. So the tempo is going to be down, and this is explained in the program, pause, up, pause. So our tempo is 3-1-0-1. So it's a 3-second count as we go down into the eccentric, pause in the bottom for a second, which should be familiar as we held the squat hold in the warm-up, fast up, and then a 1-second pause at the top, which will allow you to take a breath again and brace for the next rep. So we have a set of 5 front squats with that tempo, and then 5 Bulgarian split squats or rear elevated, so foot up on the bench. This could also be modified to just standing split stance into a split squat there if foot elevated behind you is not something that your body is either comfortable with or if you're limited that you can't hold that. So superset, we want to rest 2 minutes in between each set, and what we did here was give about 20 or 22 minutes, and that should allow everybody to get it in with the appropriate rest. So we're looking to go slightly heavier than the week before, and as far as the Bulgarian split squats, different ways to hold a kettlebell or a dumbbell. This could also be done unweighted as well. If it's just too much volume, if someone's new, we definitely want them unweighted and just feeling out the tempo on the squats to get some volume in. We were never looking to go super heavy with this. We want to feel confident and be definitely comfortable in those reps as we progress through a number of weeks in squatting. So after we're through with this, we're moving on to the workout, and this is a chipper. This is a higher intensity workout, but as you see a T here, we work with T or C, training or competing. Most days fall under the training days, and then we start with the bike, followed by dual kettlebell front rack lunges, which are going to challenge the shoulders, challenge the core, the upper back, and then lateral burpees over the kettlebells. That's prescribed, and we can go in different areas from there. As far as the bike starting off, this is taking somewhere in the 5 to 6 minutes on average. Some people are going to be less than 5 minutes, some are just over 6 minutes, but keeping the desired gears that we're focused on is going to allow us to move into the other movements and be successful in them. If you go too fast to start, you're going to end up breaking, resting too much, looking around, and then the clock's going to eat up and you're not going to be working when you should. So we want to be on here, say about 5 or 6 minutes, to be able to move right into those lunges. And then modifying those lunges can be in a couple ways. If we can lower, the weight is chosen in order to get this done in 2 to 3 sets. And 3 sets is not a bad thing. It's just who's able to handle it. What have you done the day before? So some people, if your core is fatigued a lot from previous days, that's going to affect your ability to hang on to that, and your core is going to be challenged there. So 3 sets is a smart way to go. Some people did do 2, and then knowing from the start that those lateral burpees over the weights are going to be very, very challenging to jump over, as they are way different from normal burpees, regular burpees. So being prepared for that, to stay steady throughout your reps, and maybe the first 35 or 40 reps are something that have to be very, very continuous before any push can really happen at the end. Some people also are not able to put the foot on the gas at the end. They need to just stay steady to finish, which is also something that is okay. It's a learning experience through that. As far as modifying the burpees and modifying the lunges, it could be 1 rack and switch arms as needed with the lunges. It could be no weight and just do body weight lunges, or goblet hold. And then the burpees, we can completely take the kettlebells away so that you're just jumping laterally over a line, or regular burpees, so that you're not doing extra movement. Those that have some knee issues, going laterally is definitely going to be something that puts you at risk, so we want to avoid that. And then as far as the lunges, some people that are not necessarily comfortable or capable of moving smoothly through lunges should not be using weight, so that's a conversation as an individual as well. But overall, this workout, somewhere in the 10 to 15 minutes on average, and that's going to really depend on how much time you spend on the bike, and then how consistent and smooth that you move through this. The burpees will be the hold up for a number of people, but the stimulus will be had very similar by all, so keeping that intact is very, very important. So the communication and the execution is key. And this is an example of, this was April 12th's Monday workout for both the cross train and the fitness program. So this is an example of a full day. Different days will look with some carries outside, we'll run, we have a full day of machines at times. So this is just one very, very balanced example of what we see in the program.